Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one is entitled Planet X and the Flood. The Earth expanded due to matter creation by its core. Now, Planet X system stellar cores come into the solar system as comets, and these comets have been coming in for thousands of years. And since the Great Flood, according to the Bible, occurred over 4,000 years ago, this was most likely the first time that one of the Planet X system's star systems came into the solar system. The effects of the Planet X system on the solar system and the Earth have not stopped since. And you may look at Article 515 entitled Current Cataclysm Engulfing the Earth Started at the Great Flood. Once inside the solar system, the large stellar cores would go to the Sun as they would find material of comparable energy on it, and the smaller ones would go to the planets. And you may look at Article 518 entitled Planet X and Gravitational Tuning, and would also deposit their debris fields in the atmosphere. And you may look at Article 519 entitled Planet X comes as a system and deposits debris in the atmosphere. Now you see, what you see here is a very, very large stellar core. It turned out to be about 4 times larger than the Sun. You can see it's very close to the Sun. You can see plasma coming from the Sun draped across the surface of the object here. And you can see the jets from the Sun in front of it. And you can also see large amounts of debris around the object. There's a piece. It's all over the place. But not only that, there are huge amounts of this debris right here underneath it in the Sun's outer corona. All of them seemingly covered in this cloud-like material. And these objects attract material, and that forms a cloud around them. And for more details on that, you may look at Article 507 entitled Planet X Captured Atmospheres and Clouds on Earth. And now, this Planet X object that came to the Earth at the time of the flood, it seems that it caused the Earth to expand. And this was explained by Klaus Vogel, who found that the Earth's continents fit exactly on a much smaller globe. And he could even explain why some of the continents would be further apart, the ones in the southern hemisphere, as the Earth expanded. So this seems to be what actually happened to the Earth then. So the Earth seems to have expanded to nearly twice its radius during the Great Flood event, which lasted several months. And you may look at Article 520 entitled Planet X and the Flood, Where Did the Waters of the Flood Come From?, where I talk about that. I have previously thought that this could have been due to the Earth losing energy. But if the Earth expanded in size without an increase in mass, then the surface gravitational acceleration would decrease, and all animals on the surface would feel lighter. But the fact that animals seem to be larger before the flood suggests that the surface gravitational acceleration increased. In other words, the animals were heavier after the flood than they were before the flood. For example, in the past, that is, before the flood, sloths were the size of elephants, giant sloths. Camels were 12 feet high. Saber-toothed tigers were also much larger than the current tigers. And you can see that here, and so on. And in addition, according to a National Geographic article, giant sloths remains from 4,200 years ago have been found, suggesting that they continued to live for a while after the flood, but died out soon after, as the Bible places the flood as having occurred around 4,500 years ago. With a higher surface gravitational acceleration on Earth, animals would feel heavier, and heavier animals would have to expend much more energy to support their greater weight. So that smaller animals would have an advantage over larger ones, and would thus live longer and breed in greater numbers, leading to the larger animals eventually dying out. So increased surface gravity would tend to decrease the size of animals of the same species. Thus, the Earth expanding could only have been accompanied by a mass increase and thus by matter creation on the inside of the Earth. And here you see a stellar core approaching the sun. You can see it's about the same size as the sun. And this stellar core obviously provoked a CME and from the sun, which would have been a matter creation event by the sun's core. It must have captured then some of the magma, which then caused it to be repelled away from the sun, with the rest of the coronal plasma erupting from the sun. This then suggests that a volcanic eruption is the result of matter creation by the Earth's core. The core creates matter when it interacts with a very large Planet X stellar core, most likely because its electric field increases in intensity. The matter creation is in the form of magma, which then explodes outwards from the interior of the Earth and causes a volcanic eruption. In conclusion, the Earth seems to have expanded in size to about twice its radius as a result of the cataclysmic event we know as the Great Flood, which suggests that the Earth increased in mass due to matter having been created by the Earth's core. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.